Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, with all of these riots going on I mean, I said that these riots don't happen for only one reason. It's a mixture of a lot of social stresses that have piled up over time, and especially within recent months, and culminated with an event which just hit people's nerves. Uh, you know, so the event which sparked all this, the murder of George Floyd, just happened at a time when people need more protection, they need to feel safer from our government institutions, including the police. And instead, this is what we wind up with. We wind up with, even peaceful protesters being tear gassed and shot with rubber bullets and pepper balls, and on my social media page, I've shown what I've talked about before, that white supremacist groups have been working for years, sharing tactics for years on how to infiltrate or emulate anti-fascist groups to make the Antifa, the anti-fascists, look like a violent group. So they get in there and they start destroying things. Well, I'm not going to say they're the only ones doing it, but I'm going to put a link to a video in the description of this one in the comments section in the description, that shows a lot of recordings of what kind of damage has been done. Entire sections of cities that have been destroyed, looted, etc. And then we come to the unemployment. Some people will claim they're looting because of money, and I don't really buy that at all. I think that's just greed. That's a criminal element that has gotten involved. Maybe some opportunists with a criminal leaning to begin with. But you look at the damage that's being done, buildings being burned down, windows shattered, entire stocks of stores being, completely stripped. Well, insurance companies will pay for some of this, but in a lot of cases, the insurance won't pay for all of it. So, especially with small businesses or even corporate retail locations that were at the lower end of the profit spectrum, those locations will not open up again. So this adds to the number of employers that will not be reopening. That means those jobs are never coming back. It will take years, decades. Some areas that have been, destroyed at this point are never going to recover. They're never going to come back. Probably not in our lifetime. So, and a lot of those are poor areas to begin with. So that just destroys any hope for the future. As far as unemployment, the media tells you, oh, well, new unemployment claims dropped. Well, that doesn't mean unemployment dropped. We've had an accumulation of over 40 million people that have filed claims for unemployment. Well, if another 2 million file for unemployment, that doesn't mean that we've now got 38 million unemployed. That means you added another 2 million on top of the 40 million. So even though last week we may have seen 5 million file for unemployment, they make it sound like a positive because this week there were fewer claims filed than last week, and yet we've got people that have been waiting for 8, 9, 12 weeks for their first unemployment check to ever arrive. And then we've got, government policies and attempts to tie any unemployment to going back to work in this dangerous environment. Now people are not only in danger from the virus, from the pandemic, now they're in danger from, direct physical violence. If you work for a store and, these rioters come in smashing windows and stealing stuff, are you going to stop them? What are they going to do to you? And we just don't know. I mean, most of the stores, I understand, that have been looted have been done so while they were closed, but that's not always the case, and people are terrified. So I understand the economic conditions, the emotional stress, etc. But all of this destruction is making any recovery even more difficult, meaning it is going to take longer to recover in any way, and it reduces the chances of many businesses to recover at all, especially small businesses. And that means millions of Americans will remain unemployed. So that reduces tax revenues for municipalities, which reduces money for schools. It reduces what is available to fix roads. This is, all of this violence needs, all this destruction needs to stop. Because it's not helping, it is doing extreme harm. So many people are saying, that nothing ever changes without violence, and that's not true. If you look at, violent uprisings, revolutions, riots, etc., that resulted in some kind of positive change, well, it wasn't the violence itself that made the change. what happens after the change is that, people from different sides of the issue sit down and make institutional changes. New laws, new legislations, new government agencies, etc. That's where you get long-lasting change. But we can reach the point of going after that long-lasting change in other ways. It would be far more preferable on the broad term to, have a general strike, a consumer strike, a work strike. The violence of police and so forth should be included as a top measure of one goal of demands. But this means we have to have demands. Just rioting and looting isn't going to change anything. You're not stating this is going to stop if this change occurs. You're too late for that. So if we change, we have to define the changes we want. I understand, Ferguson was based on a lot of this. And we've seen so many uprisings because of police violence and racism, systemic racism. But, we need a national discussion and to start implementing, civilian oversight committees of police forces with the power to indict. And, no more of this Blue Lives Matter stuff. We've seen the police kneel down with protesters, and then, a short while later, they're tear gassing, shooting rubber bullets, and just beating them down with batons. People that are doing nothing getting grabbed by police. Their only crime being out after curfew. Is this freedom? This is what martial law looks like. And there are some people that are actually in favor of imposing martial law. This is martial law. This is fascism. There is nothing about freedom involved here. Anyway, we need to come up with other methods of making changes other than destroying our own communities, which does more harm to us than it does to the police or the corporations or etc., etc. Like I said, insurance, in a lot of cases, insurance may compensate some of these businesses. In other cases, especially the big corporations, they just write it off on their taxes as a business loss. What do we write things off as? With lost wages, lost jobs, less money for schools, less money for social programs in our cities. We don't just, get to write off these things. This winds up in the future with people going jobless and hungry. You have caused more, these rioters have caused more Americans to wind up being unemployed and having no income. How is that helping? It doesn't help. Very plainly, it does not help. So put down all the bricks and sticks and whatever. Stop destroying your own communities. Stop people that you see doing this. All right, that's going to be it for this one. Think about better alternatives. All right, so please share this video, discuss these issues widely, and if you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. Once again, I'm going to thank Mary Giampaolo. I really appreciate everything that you have donated. More than I can say. I'm very much in your debt. All right. So I hope you have a good day. I've got to go get some stuff done.